sweating. They're gonna hear a lot of fucking. Does Showtime bleep out the curses? We're gonna be in fucking trouble.
My name is Vito Mielnicki Jr. I'm 11-1 with 7 knockouts as a pro. I'm from Roseland, New Jersey. There's nothing better than being home, holding camp in Roseland or just in Jersey in general. Roseland is a big, just a huge part of who I am, not only as a fighter, but just as a person in general. You don't hear of many fighters coming from Roseland, New Jersey, because a lot of times this game, a lot of the people in it, they come from nothing, and I feel like that's why my story is different. Having Showtime in the car with us, we used to talk about. All of these dreams just coming true. I mean, it's just the beginning, but just little stuff like this that, I mean, you used to watch All Accesses and stuff like that, or Day in the Life. I'm destined for it, and none of this is given to me. I've worked for it my whole life since I'm 7 years old. I'm not just in this game just for no reason. I'm destined for it, and I want it. I can't express how much I want, how bad I want this. During camp, 3 days, strength and conditioning in the morning with Ray Citrullo. Then we have boxing midday, and so it's just a regular thing, 3 days, 2 days, just getting your body and your mind fully right for fight night.
My name is Ray Citrullo. I'm Vito's strength and conditioning coach. I handle a lot of mechanical work for him, getting his strength up, leading up to camp, and then once camp starts, we really focus on explosion, power, quickness, just keeping him sharp and getting him ready for fight night. Same thing going back. Set. Good. Quick feet. Good.
So I've been working with Ray Citrullo for 4 fights now. So after my 1 fight against James Martin, I decided to, actually take my career to the next level. And I know that Ray Citrullo could do that in terms of having my body and my just physically and mentally just be right for fight night. So coming to Ray in the morning throughout camp, get my strength up and just staying ready so I don't have to get ready. I think my career has changed for the better since starting to train with him. The reason why I fell in love with boxing is because it's me versus someone else. I control my own destiny. If I put the work in the gym, it's going to show on fight night. If I don't put the work in the gym, it's going to show on fight night. When you're in there, the truth will always find you. If he's running 3 miles, I got to run 5 miles. Just doing that extra push.
Yep. Final rotation. Final rotation. Good. Let's work, big. Let's work. Yep. Stop, dog. Come on.
Who knows that work, baby?
Nothing new, it's nothing personal, it's just business. Work. We just got a lot of work in. We got his heart rate up. We were able to keep his strength up. That's really the goal. My job, we're trying to maintain his strength. So I want him to peak, but I also don't want him to peak early where he's going into the ring lethargic. So, one thing about him, he takes it home with him. So anything that I'm teaching him, anything that I tell him, he doesn't just do it here, and then when he goes home, he forgets it. He obsesses about it, you know what I mean? So that's the goal. And we're just growing, getting better every fight.
Gotta go home, shower up, get a nice breakfast, rest up a little bit, get ready for the second session.
Let me see what you got here. I'll tell you what you got going on. You see that? 8 years old, he had to make weight his 4th day. 52 pounds in the Nationals in Vegas. That right there is Vito's first trainer, Muhammad Aziz. That was at Jamar Carter. The owner of the gym made a painting of it.
When I was 7 years old, I was watching TV, and a fight was on the TV, and I asked my dad, I was like, listen, I want to try this out. And my dad, being the guy he is, he found out where the real gym was. He brought me down to Newark in the basement of the abandoned church, Jamar Carter. The people in there brought me in as if I was from there, from day one. Since going down there, you know, I haven't looked back.
We started when we were younger, you know, when he was younger, and I let him fight down in Baltimore in Upton Boxing Gym. Calvin and I and Tank and Vito were very close, and it's funny how Wally, Shakur's grandfather, trained Vito for 10 years, and Tank and Vito and the Upton boxing team, and then we were all close, and we started and we fought down there first. Kay Karoma was Shakur's trainer. He's Troy Isley's trainer. He was Antoine Douglas's trainer. He's the one that gave Vito his nickname, White Magic. And we just traveled with them everywhere. Tank would always sleep under the seats, and, you know, it really became a family, you know. And I knew in order to see if Vito was going to make it in the game, and we're still climbing to that, that you have to be in the inner city. That's where the greats come out of, you know? And that's what we're shooting for.
My mom cooked me up some good breakfast. Eggs, fruit, oatmeal. I love coffee too, so in between workouts, rehydrating, fueling up. I'm blessed to have like my family and a good team around me. Because as a fighter, it's more than just like training and stuff like that. It's in between workouts. My mom's my go-to. Like if I ever need to talk or something, I always go to her. I'm just blessed because just being able to talk to her on a daily basis, she's been my rock through it all. This picture right here, this was after my pro debut. This is me and my mom. Everyone was sending us this picture after the fight. It was just a good moment. I was Sports Center top 10 and stuff like that too. But obviously a lot of emotions in that moment.
It's part of his life. I mean, it's what he chose, and I stand by him. But from a young age, he always said, Mom, I'm gonna be a champ. As a mom, I used to get so upset that the other kids were out, you know, playing rec sports and birthday parties, and he just always sacrificed all that. It didn't bother me. We went to the boxing gym. It bothered me more than it bothered him. I used to fight with, you know, my husband. He's missing out, but he used to say, Mom, I'm good. But it all, you know, I guess it's starting to pay off. Everyone sees, like, now, the boxer now. It was a lifetime of sacrificing.
Me and my dad, we used to wake up 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'd be up 3 hours before school, working, and then going to school, going through a full day of school, coming home, go to the boxing gym. That's why I'm at where I'm at. It didn't just happen overnight. So we're here at West Essex High School. I graduated the class of 2020, the COVID year. You know, it was a pretty hectic year. We didn't have a full year of school, on and off with coming in and virtual and stuff like that. And basically throughout the COVID, I was training around here, Clifton, Passaic. I wasn't traveling as much. That whole summer was just a grind, just like every day. Just go to the gym, work out 2 to 3 times a day. I actually made my pro debut summer of going into my senior year. And then when I came back in September, I had to fight like 2 weeks into the school year. And my school was very supportive of me. Even just coming home from fights, I would walk throughout the hallways. A lot of people just always stopping me, showing love, just keep it up, keep working.
How are you? You're doing great. Oh my God, my whole family watched you on Christmas. You were freaking out.
The support I got from my high school, it's second to none. Hardest part of camp is probably not seeing my family. Family's first for me, but not being able to see my younger brother, my mom, and my 2 sisters every day, it's definitely a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to go through with just because at the end of the day, they're who I do it for. I have my dad with me each and every day in the gym, and I'm blessed for that.
10. He has his own path. Yeah, he follows his own, you know, he's disciplined. I don't have to tell him to get up. He handles everything like a professional. He's way above the average 20-year-old.
What's up, Pop? I'm at the gym right now. What? No, we're at the gym training. Say what's up to Showtime.
Oh, so this is going to be on...
Yeah, say what's up. You're on camera.
What's up? What's going on?
He brought me to the gym every day. Driving to the gym every day after school. So, but yeah, I'm about to get to some work in. All right, love you, Pop. All right, bye.
Me and Vito met in the amateurs. One of my first amateur fights was against Vito.
Yeah.
After that, we had a rematch, and he beat me. And ever since then, we kind of just hit it off.
We must have did 1,000 rounds of sparring together, like every day in the gym, just putting in work together.
Always learning from one another, you know, just to pick up different things.
Like we talked about earlier, it's more of like family. You create a family, you create just a bond with somebody that lasts a lifetime. Something light today, shaking out, just staying right. Started off with a jump rope, 20 minutes jump rope. And we went into the shadow boxing, 20 minutes shadow boxing. Went on the heavy bag for 5 rounds. Jumped on the speed bag for 2 or 3 rounds. I want to be remembered more as just like showing kids that like where I'm from. The main story in boxing is like you see like a kid that comes from nothing because they're hungry. We're in a nice suburb area. Like you don't see someone like me in the boxing game usually, and just showing them that regardless of what people say, what people think, for me, I'm just so passionate about what I love and like getting to where I want to be that it doesn't matter where I come from. I just want to show kids that, I mean, anything's possible. Obviously, being from Jersey, you hold the chip on your shoulder. All athletes, all people from New Jersey just have that natural chip on their shoulder. I take a lot of pride in my hometown. That just comes from not many fighters, not many athletes come from a small town in Essex County, and I want to do great things for my town. If you don't know me now, I want you to get to know me. I'm one of one. I'm one of a kind, baby. I'm an explosive, exciting fighter. I'm going to be a multiple-time world champ in the sport of boxing.
Showtime Championship Boxing is back again in Brooklyn. Kind of like a home here. But I got to tell you, it feels a little bit like a Philadelphia homecoming. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Luke Thomas. I am next to a trio of incredible hosts, boxers, just the works. Here we go. El Diamante, Raul Marquez himself, the former junior middleweight champion of the world. How about the unified super bantamweight champion right here? Cool boy Steph representing Philly. And in the end, one of the most exciting talents in all of boxing, undefeated Boots, Jerron Ennis. Gentlemen, welcome. Really appreciate you guys being here.
Happy to be on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me.
And we got the two Philly guys at the end. As you guys know, in the main event, we're going to have Danny Garcia returning after nearly 2 years of action, jumping up a weight class to 154 pounds as he takes on Jose Benavidez Jr. Now, really quickly, he mentioned in an interview he did with us on my show, Morning Combat, that you were actually part of the motivation for him getting back in the ring, because he said he saw the young guns out there and couldn't believe how motivating it was. How's Danny been this whole time?
He's been great, and I can definitely see what he means by that, because that's part of the reason why I've started training alongside Jerron Ennis, because he's younger than me, and I needed that fire back, as you continue to go and continue to rise. You may, need some things to touch up on and some young people to give you that energy to motivate you. So.
I mean, you're 28, he's 25. Not a huge difference.
That's a big difference.
It might feel like it. I want to remind folks, we're going to be here for 2 hours or so. We're going to be talking about the Vito Mielnicki fight, taking on Jimmy Williams. That will be behind us, the super welterweight contest. And then there's going to be a middleweight contest with Sergiy Derevyanchenko taking on Joshua Conley. That'll be right behind us. But, of course, Danny Garcia returns tonight in Brooklyn. This is the house in many ways that Danny Garcia built. If you want to watch that, you certainly can. You can go to Showtime.com, get a 30-day free trial. If you like it, Showtime, you can keep it. You can watch everything off the app. You can watch Billions, whatever is on your mind, including Showtime Championship Boxing, Bellator MMA. Or if at the end of 30 days you don't like it, you can go. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to throw it down to the fight. Vito Mielnicki is in the ring for his super welterweight contest. Let's throw it down to the ring announcer, Miguel Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York, as Premier Boxing Champions presents our Showtime Prelims. This bout is brought to you by TGB Promotions, DSG Promotions, in association with Classic Entertainment and Sports and Showtime. Sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook and Brooklyn Boxing. The three judges ringside are John McKay, Kevin Morgan, and Robert Perez. And the referee in charge of the action is Johnny Callis. And now Premier Boxing Champions presents 8 rounds in the super welterweights division. Introducing first in the red corner, wearing the blue with yellow trim. He weighed in at an even 153 pounds. With 18 victories, including 6 by knockout, opposite of 8 defeats and 2 draws. Representing Plainfield, New Jersey, here is Jimmy Quiet Storm Williams. And now introducing his opponent across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the black and gold. He weighed in at 153 3/4 pounds. His record stands 11 victories, including 7 wins by knockout and just 1 defeat. Representing Roseland, New Jersey, here is a rising star, Vito White Magic Mielnicki Jr. And once again, the referee in charge of the action is Johnny Callis.
Jimmy, Vito, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times. Above all, obey my commands at all times. First command is right now. Very good. Touch him up. When the bell rings, come on up high. Good luck.
Pretty far. Pretty far. But he got his training started in Newark. His dad made the commute, so he got started up in there. All right, here we go. Round 1. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be, this is going to be an 8-round super welterweight contest. Mielnicki in the black and yellow, and Williams there in the blue trunks.
Nice, yeah.
Both guys are, establishing the distance with the long jab.
Vito look real relaxed. Real confident.
So one thing I asked Mielnicki in the fighter meetings, gentlemen, I would love to get your perspective on this, is he has this tension between, oh, I want to put on an exciting performance to boost my profile, but at the same time, don't you need like rounds in real competition to you need to get better, right? So what is the appeal here? Do you want it to go a little bit longer, or do you want to just get him out of there? You don't get paid by the hour.
I mean, whichever comes first with me, but you don't get paid for overtime.
I say y'all know my slogan. Yeah. I'm not like a rally.
We're going to talk about that Custio Clayton fight. Don't worry.
I tell you what, as a trainer and obviously as a manager, but you want to see a guy like Vito go some rounds, especially with an experienced guy like Williams. But he's a young fighter. He's not thinking about that. If he could get the knockout in the first round, he's going to go over there and take it and do it like we've seen Duran do it early in this past fight. So, you get the right sparring. You spar with good guys. You're also going to learn a lot in the gym. But I always say it's never the same in the gym when you're sparring than when you're in the real fight, when you don't have the headgear on, no shirt. You got the audience, you got the commentators. It's a different kind of pressure. And so far, Vito's been around this all his life, and I think he takes pressure very, very well.
He's definitely engaging right now. He's not shying away from any contact.
Some nice snap on that jab.
Yeah.
He looked real, like I just said before, he looked real calm and relaxed and confident, like he believes in himself right now. He real sharp, nice one too.
Now, Williams tends to get hit more than is advisable, but he got drilled in the Arias fight, which you were talking about with me before the show.
That's right.
And he went the distance, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, so far Vito's been able to catch him with some nice 1-2s. Yeah, down the middle. Pretty solid. Now look at Vito now. He's dissecting with the jab. He's not just throwing a jab to the face. He's mixing it up.
Nice right.
And he's feinting a little bit too.
Yeah, I can see him getting him out of here. Nice.
He took it on purpose, that jab. Real nice and relaxed and calm. Good jab. Beautiful jab.
I got to tell you, is it my imagination or is Williams off balance a lot?
I don't know. It seemed like he got a little jittery, right?
A little bit, right? I mean, he's getting tagged, fair enough, but there's some other times, I don't know.
Yeah, his legs look a little bit shaky. Every time Vito hits him, he looks like he's...
Vito can honestly walk to him.
And he got a weird, herky-jerky style, too.
The one thing that Williams has that Vito doesn't, though, is a lot of, or I should say, relatively speaking, more pro experience. There's your first round. All right, that's a Mielnicki round pretty cleanly, right?
Definitely. That was a really good round. Fought very composed, relaxed. Like their onset. That's the key, man. When you fight in a big atmosphere like this, if you're relaxed, then nobody's going to beat you.
For sure.
Boots, how often have you been in a contest where, okay, he goes past the first, and then you just know I've got his number in the second or even the third or whatever? How many times have you walked off the stool and been like, this ends here?
All the time. Every fight I had.
I knew you were going to say that because I could see it in his body language and his face every time. He knows
cool,
it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time.
Yeah, like when I'm in there, it's like a second home for me. You know, I just be in there having fun doing my thing. Like sparring and fighting is the same to me. Like I do great at both.
It's a good mindset to have as well.
Y'all don't ever get nervous? There's no circumstance where you get nervous?
I get nervous.
I mean, you do?
Yeah. I feel like the level I'm at, if I don't get nervous, something is wrong with me.
Right. I've seen some fighters like Boots that are just calm. I've seen some that throw up before fights. It's all over the place, you know.
Second round.
Hey, how about Fulton, man? When he fights, guys like Danny Roman and Figueroa that, they put that constant pressure. You got to be real relaxed, Fulton. You want to talk about that? What you do with that pressure, and how do you make that to your benefit?
I'm always relaxed. Like inside the ring, outside the ring, I'm more so relaxed. I like to have fun.
Yeah.
But overall, when I'm in the ring, I feel like if I relax, everything will come off smoother. If I'm more hyped, my adrenaline be running, and I'll run out of the gas tank.
Right.
And you can't do something like that when you're facing guys like Brandon Figueroa.
Yeah. That's how you got. That's how you got to be when you fight pressure fighters. You got to be relaxed and calm.
And breathe.
You can't overthink everything.
And you've done it so well in those fights with Figueroa and Danny Roman. Like you're the one that has been able to adjust during the fights. The first 3 or 4 rounds, they're bringing the pressure. And at times it looks like, they're going to take over, but then you make the right adjustments.
For sure, always. Yeah. And that's one of the main keys to victory is making the right adjustments.
What's the switch, though? At what point are you too calm? Not saying you guys specifically, but in general, where you can be too calm against a pressure fighter, and then you start to get overwhelmed?
I feel like if you get bored, my trainer has a saying, don't fall asleep in front of him. And that's a real thing. You will fall asleep in front of me, and you just be sitting there just waiting.
If it's too easy, you get bored, then you start engaging and doing stuff you ain't supposed to be doing. So you always got to stay on point,
Boots, you're talking about that up jab. You can see it there.
Yeah.
Ooh. Looks like Vito's really bringing it in this round. I saw some good body shots, good body work by Vito.
A little bit of wrestling there in the clinch, too.
And body work's going to help him, man. It's going to take Williams' legs away. If he's already jittery when he gets hit, now he's going to be there to get hit for sure.
I was just about to say that he needs to start touching that body some more. I think he'll get him out of here within the next couple of rounds. He using that jab, beautiful.
Mielnicki, just 20 years of age. I was telling him when we did the fighter interviews, I graduated college the week he was born. So I'm washed. That's official at this point.
I'm washed.
Good body shot.
There it is. This is what I see how I mean by him being off balance. He's like, just doesn't ever seem to have his balance under him.
Yeah, Vito really ripping them body shots. He did say he was been working on sitting down more on his shots during camp, and that's exactly what we're watching when he throws those body shots. That stiff jab, very accurate jab by Vito. He's in control, guys. It's a matter of time.
He's taking center here. You've got Williams up against the ropes.
Nice.
Yeah, he's slowly breaking them down.
I gotta say, so far, this has been one-way traffic.
For sure.
Definitely.
I'm not sure if Mielnicki's absorbed one heavy shot.
That was a good right hand, too.
Oh, there he is. Got a little bit crazy with it. Even with that, seems like Mielnicki is fully in control.
Definitely in control. Doing this thing right now.
So he's 20. Steph, you're 28. At what point did you feel like you crossed over into grown man strength? And understanding it's going to be different for everybody.
Oh, no, of course. I feel like around 25-ish for me.
Uh-oh, Boots over there.
25.
Yeah. I feel like 25 is the right number.
Yeah?
Yeah, 25.
Have you changed at all your strength and conditioning in the last couple of years or anything like that?
I just added a little more. Like, the more I go up in competition, the more I do. So that's about it. Yeah.
Raul, I know we're old salty dogs. 25 sound like a good year for you?
I think so, but you know what? I had a big amateur background. So when I was 18, 19, I was fighting grown-up men. Like, I fought the Cubans, the Russians. I mean, they were like 29, 30 years old. And I'm fighting these guys when I'm 18, 19 years old. So, I mean, for everybody's different. Yeah, I think everybody gets that man strength at a different age.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm the same way. I've been stopping guys since the amateurs too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you've been in the gym since you're 5 years old, man. So come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I started a little earlier. You know, I did. I was like 12. I wish I started a little earlier.
Steven, when do you think it was your first, like Vito right now? I think, you know, he's finding a guy like, we could call him a veteran compared to Vito's career. Who was your first test that you thought, look, I got to beat this guy and look good? And, you know, you were
when I fought my first undefeated fight. That's when it was. Because at the time I did that, a lot of other guys wasn't facing undefeated fighters. So, you know, we had 2 undefeated fighters. It's like, all right, this should test because he's undefeated and you're undefeated.
Right.
So I feel like my first undefeated fight.
I'm not even going to ask Duran because every time he fights somebody, it's supposed to be a test, but then you get him out of there. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I was all set for the Delorme fight. Nope.
Yeah, me too. I was hyped up for that one. And what about Clayton? He talked a good game.
Yeah,
but
him and his trainers was talking,
yeah,
saying this and saying that, but you know how that went.
Right.
Now, Boots, I did see just before the show went live, I was peeping your Instagram, and I noticed that you had put up a post saying you have a date for your next fight. Is that right?
No, a fight date on the way. It's on the way.
Oh, okay.
I
So
can't say too much.
There's discussions happening. Is that the idea?
Yeah, we're just going to say that. Discussions going on right now.
Fair enough. In 2022?
Yes,
okay.
2022.
I'll be there. I'll be
Don't
watching.
threaten me with a good time.
Right, don't threaten me with a good time. Yeah, me.
Fair bit of inside fighting in this fight a little bit.
Yeah. I like the last round, Vito caught him with a nice
good job.
Swoop, like a left, right in the center. So he's picking the body work up a little bit.
If Vito pressed the action, step on the gas a little bit, and walk him down, I think it'd be over with.
I agree. I think he needs to step up to it because we saw him in the last round when in the inside work, he did some good damage. So press the action, push him back. It looks like Williams. Williams can't fight going backwards. Every time he goes backwards, that's when Vito catches him. Look, right there, he's got to retaliate. He's got to push him back. He caught him with a good jab, double up, triple up that jab, and come back with the overhand right. There he goes.
Ooh, Vito landed every jab he throw.
He crossed his feet.
The dip jab right there, too.
Nice, good right hand. I put him together a little more.
Oh, you got to come down.
There we go.
Yeah, you got to walk to him, touch his body.
Of course, you can hear the crowd pop for the native Jersey guy.
Yeah.
See Williams holding on now. He knows he's in trouble.
Where is Williams?
I tell you what, old Williams has been through some wars. He's got a decent chin on him. He's getting tuned up here a little bit. If you're just joining the stream, Luke Thomas, Raul Marquez, Cool Boy Steph Fulton Jr., and at the end there, Jaron Ennis, otherwise known as Boots. We're going to be with you for this fight, and then after this, Sergiy Derevyanchenko is going to be taking on Joshua Conley. Here are some highlights from this Mielnicki and Williams fight.
Good stab to the body, keeping him off balance.
That right hand from Williams has been sort of landing on Mielnicki a little bit, though, right?
Yeah, he's got to watch it. He's got to be cautious. I mean, it's boxing. You don't know. You don't want to get hit and get caught by accident.
Yeah, most definitely, especially with awkward guys like that. Because you know, you never know where they punches coming from. You got to stay tight at all times. Keep them hands up.
Keep your head up.
Yeah, keep it. Yeah, I want to say that too. Keep your head on the swivel.
Boots, I've been meaning to ask you this. I have noticed something, and I don't know what to make of it. Maybe it's nothing. You tell me. It's not really relevant for this fight, but in your fights, it's highly relevant, which is stance switching. I have noticed two things. One, I'm seeing more stance switching these days in boxing. And number two, it is predominantly concentrated among boxers in their 20s. Why is that?
I'm not too sure. I don't know. With me, mine's just natural. You know.
Did someone show you to switch stance, or you just did it on your own?
Athletic.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, what Scoop said. You know, I'm just athletic. You know, and me just trying out different things in the gym with my pop, and you know, my dad teaching me the other side, and that was it. I took it and ran with it, basically.
Having a crazy imagination, putting your mind into it, bro. Right? Seriously.
Right.
That's how I learn. I feel like we young, we athletic, so it's always easier when you're younger to learn things and pick up.
Yeah. When you're young, it just stick with you, you know.
I definitely been trying to. I've been pulling a little switch moves
Oh,
off
I've
my
been seeing
fights too, a little here and there though.
Boots is a little more known for it, but I see
he
it.
got it down. Hey, I'm still learning my southpaw a lot more. So
it's there. You just don't be using it. That's all. You know how to do it, bro. You just don't.
I'm only southpaw when I get mad. Like, that's what it is. Southpaw,
and everyone uses it differently. Some use it to close distance. Some can fight long stretches of the rounds that way. Hagler was famous for it, but I do see it with the fighters in their 20s.
Yeah.
Mielnicki doing a pretty decent job wrestling on the inside here. He's using head position there to drive him back.
Ooh. I really believe Vito needs to double, triple that jab. He's just jabbing one time. You see, every time he jabs one time,
follow up by that right.
Follow up with the right. He's admiring his work too much. He jabs, got a double, triple jab, giving some movement, and counter with that right hand.
For the folks at home, what would be the purpose of doubling the jab? For folks who've never trained or don't understand, why does one want to double the jab?
Well, for me, it's close that distance faster, and then it helps you land the right hand, and then it set up the combinations.
Yeah, and with me, doubling the jab, it blinds him, and you set up other big shots and things like that.
I'm definitely closing the distance with the jab.
Especially when you just throw a jab out there and just use your paw, it to blind them and then come back with the counter right or counter left, whatever stance you're coming from.
Errol Spence does that a lot.
Y'all want to spar?
No. No. I'm old and pathetic. I'm
talking about boxing. I'm watching boxing.
Good.
I'm be talking about. I'm sitting here getting jitters. I want to spar. Somebody not you. You stay right there.
Bro, we spar all the time, bro.
You guys spar in the gym?
Yeah, we be sparring.
Really?
We work here and there.
How does that go? It's fun?
Yeah, it's fun.
Learning. It's always fun. It's always fun. It's always competitive in our own little ways. And I'm always learning. So.
Yeah, definitely always fun,
Yeah, he ready to go.
Yeah.
Williams is ready to go home.
Yeah, Williams is throwing like weird, mechanically inefficient punches too, a little bit.
He's all clumsy every time the bell rings. The way he walks back to the corner,
he's
ready to roll.
Nice shot.
Damn. I wanted to knock out my last fight, man. Dang.
Yeah, but you did.
I definitely played it real easy.
You had it.
Yeah, but it was crazy impressive against Danny.
That was very impressive.
It's like once I got to the later rounds and I start picking it up, I'm like, man, I felt a little tired, but I didn't look tired.
Right.
Also, he's a tough customer. I mean, he's not an easy guy to put away.
No, he was good.
Because he brings pressure and he knows how to box a little bit too. Like he changes it up.
He did his thing.
Yeah.
I feel like he showed me more that he's a great person first and foremost.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dane Roman.
And by the way, we have highlights of that fight. We're going to look at them a little bit later, so you can walk us through them.
What round is this coming up? 4th, 5th?
5.
Yeah, 5th round here.
Williams ain't come to play.
Yeah, his Arias fight, I thought for sure Arias was going to finish him off in the 3rd or 4th round. He stuck with it.
Nice jab to the body.
Vito got a good upper body movement right now. Good hook.
Where's Williams from?
I'm not sure. Oh, Connecticut, but now New Jersey. So relatively local.
Oof. See, that jab, it's very accurate jab, but we need more of those jabs.
Pretty clear speed difference, too.
Yeah, he needs to start letting the combinations.
More jabs, more combinations, more punch output. Yeah, walk up to him, walk him down, and
more body shots
and break him. But that comes with experience, If it doesn't happen in this fight, he's going to learn from that and go back and say, man, I should have done that.
Right. Throw a couple of low blows in there.
Ennis and Fulton talking about it. Yeah, exactly.
Yo!
You hear what he said?
Yo!
Hey, if the referee don't see it, he said, yo, throw a couple of low blows. If the referee is
you ain't trying.
Yeah, if the referee don't see it. Oh, nice.
Williams is pressuring him, but he's just walking into punches largely. Wrapping the head there.
Williams starting to come forward and try to throw it, like put pressure on him and stuff like that, throwing awkward shots.
I like how Mielnicki turned back to center after he got off the ropes there.
Right.
I feel like he should. I feel like he should loop. I feel like he should loop that overhand.
Why is that?
Because Williams leaning to the right side every time, and Vito is missing the right hand. So if he chop it down, he might catch him.
Ooh.
See, like he just missing it by like this much. If he chop it down, he'll catch him.
I'll tell you what, Williams is taking some big shots in this round, and he's showing a good chin.
I know you keep thinking, by the way, he just sort of
like
moves.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, but no, he kind of hangs on.
Who trained Vito now?
He grew up in New Jersey and started with Tank down in Baltimore, if you can believe that. Now back to the Newark area.
I see. I believe he was working with the Petersons at one moment. What was his last fight?
In D.C.?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Barry Hunter at Headbangers?
Anthony Peterson.
Yeah. But I thought they were with Barry Hunter.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Okay. All right, we're almost we're 3/4 of the way down here. Vito Mielnicki basically pitching a shutout as far as I can tell.
It looks like it, yeah.
Most definitely.
Getting that work in, getting them rounds in.
There's some highlights.
Oh,
that was a good hook right here.
That was solid over the top, like you said, Duran.
And Williams just, y'all tell me, but he's just kind of walking without setting a whole lot up, right?
He's just walking forward and not, not walking in behind the jab. You can't hit a guy walking forward and not jabbing.
Yeah.
You got to jab first to set it up. They can see them big shots a mile away.
Yeah, that's a lot with the new generation as well. A lot of these guys don't want to use their jabs or their feints.
Right.
Jab and feints become the lost art. Everybody want a haymaker, hook, uppercut.
the Instagram punches, right?
Yeah.
The highlight reel punches.
Yeah, jab.
Hey, jab set all them shots up.
Looks like we're getting the doctor to inspect Williams here.
He was taking a lot of punches.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if Vito put a flurry together, I feel like the ref will stop it.
Yeah, he needs to turn it up right here.
Yeah.
Catch him with a big shot, then jump on him with flurries.
Like step to it.
Yeah, Vito sees everything.
Yeah. See, look, he's just coming in without jabbing.
Right.
Gotta come in behind the jab.
Yeah, Williams is just trying to get lucky with one shot.
Combination.
Look at that. Solid.
Good shot.
That was a home run.
Uppercut now.
That was a grand slam right there for sure.
Williams trying, though.
There's that low. That blow was a little low.
He heard you, Fulton.
The uppercut, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Williams definitely trying to fight back, though. He's trying to catch Vito in between. That was a good body shot by Vito.
Yeah, he set up that body shot really good with the jab.
Yeah, there you go.
You see Williams really holding on now. The more he holds, you just hit him anywhere. Hit him in the arms.
Mielnicki, it seems like he's in good shape. Trained right for this fight.
Definitely.
I always saw you been doing a lot of been doing a lot of strength and conditioning. That helps you.
Also, to be 20 years old again.
I second that too.
Yeah. I mean, now what do you guys think?
Good body shot.
What do you guys think the narrative will be if he goes in there and just dominates him for the rest of this round, and and it goes to the decisions, or he doesn't get the finish, but he just basically dominated the guy? Are they going to say, oh, he doesn't have power because he couldn't put him out?
No, it's still a good win for him. He got the rounds, he got the experience. Like Raul said, he gonna go back and watch this fight and be like, I could have did this, I could have did that, and it's gonna make him better.
They say a lot of people, they say I don't got power until they get hit one of these things outside the glove.
Yeah. See, like right there, he needs more speed. Turn it up with speed now.
They're gonna stop
Change it up.
They waved it off. They waved it off. That's it. They waved it off.
They gonna stop it.
I don't mind the stoppage at all, to be honest with you. I really don't.
Williams wasn't winning any rounds, so he was taking a beat.
Yeah. It was one-way traffic. He was taking a ton of abuse.
Yeah, he was punching back. Good win for Vito, man.
That was just going to be 2 more rounds of whatever you saw right there.
And Williams is not complaining, so
By the way,
he's happy.
I didn't see a towel, but did the corner throw the towel or the referee?
No, the referee.
It was the referee, but the commission in the back. You seen the commission in the back? They was like,
they had enough.
Yeah, they had enough. I mean, shout out to Williams. You know, he did the best he could. You know.
Nice win for Mielnicki. Really nice win.
Yeah, great win for Mielnicki.
That was his toughest and certainly his most experienced opponent to date, and he pitched a shutout.
It was easy for him.
Yeah, he looked real good.
Let's reset here real quickly. Luke Thomas, Raul Marquez, Stephen Fulton Jr., Cool Boy Steph, and then, of course, Jaron Ennis here on your Showtime stream. We do have one more fight after this one, a middleweight contest. Sergiy Derevyanchenko is going to be back. By the way, on the prelims, man, that guy has had a rough run of it, but he looked tremendous at the weigh-ins. For 37 years old, Raul, I got to say, he still had a six-pack. He was looking ready to go.
Oh, he's a full-blown athlete, man. He's
the technician, right?
He's been I call him like hard luck, you know, because he fought a lot of tough guys and
nothing but hammers.
Hammers, yeah. Charlo and Triple G, Danny Jacobs, Adames, the last guy he fought. It was a close fight with Adames.
Carlos Adames.
Yes. We're talking about Derevyanchenko.
Dominican.
Yes. Yeah, Dominican.
I was in WSB with him.
Good fighter. Yeah.
All right. We got about a few minutes here before the next fight starts. Let's talk now about the main event. All right. We got the Philly guys in the house here. Danny Garcia up at 154. Steph, I'll start with you. Now, he's never fought at 154. Here is my question about the weight class. I think he'll probably do pretty well tonight. The odds makers have him as a reasonably heavy favorite. He had huge pop at 140. I would say very good pop at 147. I know he's got more muscle now at 154, but how does power translate like that through weight class? What kind of power are you expecting from Danny Garcia here?
Man, I expect him to be more powerful than he was at 47. And I say that because he's already a power puncher. And now that he don't have to drain himself or make that weight, that 147 anymore, there's a lot more energy.
Boots, you agree?
A lot more strength behind that.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely agree. I feel like him moving up to 54, it could be stronger. You know, he don't got to kill stuff, get all the way down the weight like that, and he definitely could be stronger. So who knows? We'll see tonight.
What do you think, Raul? The pop is going to be there?
I think they're both right about that. I mean, he's moving up to 154. He's been itching to move up. When he lost to Errol Spence, he said that's going to be my last fight because it's been hard for him to make 147. So he moves up to 154. He's definitely going to be stronger.
Energy.
And, more energized. And we'll see. We'll see. I think he's fighting the right guy in front of him, Jose Benavidez, that's going to come at him where he could test his power. And I think, Jose Benavidez is not a solid 154 pounder. He was also a guy that was 140, 147 that came up to 154. So, I think it's a good test. It's a good fight for Danny to feel how he does at 154, but he definitely has a name. And I think there's a lot of good fights to be made at 154 with someone like Danny Garcia.
Now, here are some highlights you see of Benavidez Jr. This was against Francisco Torres of Argentina. This fight ended up being a majority draw. What ended up happening was Torres was busier overall, but the body work of Benavidez Jr. kind of kept him in the ballgame. But still, two of the judges there, I would not say this was his strongest performance, especially coming off of the admirable fight he put up against Bud Crawford. Ended up being a bit of a draw.
Plus, he had a long layoff. He said he had to lose like 70 pounds.
Yeah. That fight, by the way, was not 154. It was closer to middleweight. Those guys were 157, 158.
157, 158. So, like I said, he had to lose a lot of weight. He had been off for like 30-something months, 38 months. That's his excuse. Hopefully this time, he does better. We'll see.
I feel like I need Danny Garcia to let his hands go a lot more this time around. Not just one shot looking for the big punch. He needs to be more active this go round because he's facing a guy who could be more active than him, and that one punch may not come.
He told my co-host Brian Campbell that the one thing he really wants to set up in this fight is the jab. He wants to sit behind the jab a lot in this one. He does have a good jab. Of course, everyone knows Danny Garcia for the famous left hook. But the jab is actually a pretty important weapon for him as well.
He's been jabbing in the gym.
Oh, is that right? I look forward to seeing it. Now, let's talk about this fight coming up next, a middleweight contest that we're going to call here from the 40-40 Club in the Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York. Sergiy Derevyanchenko is back in action, taking on Joshua Conley. We talked to Conley, Raul, at the fighter meeting earlier this week. What did you get from him? This is a guy who's been a sparring partner for a lot of really good middleweights, Triple G and many others.
Yeah, and Munguia, I mean, I think he's very motivated. This is a great opportunity for him. I know he took some losses against J-Rock and Adames, but he said he didn't have a full camp for this fight. Like you said, he's been in camp with Triple G like 4 times, and also with Munguia. He's been in camp with Munguia. And I think he's in great shape. It's a good opportunity for him. A win here against someone like Derevyanchenko, who at one point when we had him on Showbox, I thought he was the future of the middleweight division because this guy had extensive amateur career, and I just saw the skills that he had, you know. But like I said earlier, hard luck. I mean, he fought a lot of tough guys. We talked about Triple G, a fight that a lot of people thought he won when he fought Danny Jacobs, Jermall Charlo, and Adames. For Derevyanchenko, it's a fight for him to get going and maybe look for another shot at the world title. But at the same time, for Conley, if he wins against Derevyanchenko, it's a life changer, and he's going to be in the same spot that Derevyanchenko will be in.
Boots.
Yes.
You've seen Derevyanchenko fight. He fought on that Charlo doubleheader.
Yeah.
What kind of fighter is he at his best?
I feel like he's a dangerous fighter, especially when he coming forward and putting them punches together and, you know, using his angles and things like that.
Strong.
Yeah, he real strong, and I definitely like his skill. I like how he fight and things like that. And I feel like he still can make some noise in this boxing game.
But at 37 years of age, you can see here some shots that we have from this past fight week. At 37 years of age, it's now or never, right, Steph? Like, if you're going to make a move, you got to do it.
37? That's a lot of experience, too. So he should be a lot more relaxed in there, and definitely all the relaxation should follow up with that power coming across the chin.
You can see here his headband. Of course, he is a Ukrainian national.
I'm going to say one more thing. Look, like we talked about the age, 37 years old. I fought for the middleweight title at 37. Obviously, it's not the same. And we talked about the guys that he has fought. I mentioned them earlier. Triple G, Jacobs, Charlo, Adames. Those fights took a lot out of Derevyanchenko. So we really don't know. You know, he took a lot of punishment in those fights. And then you talk about training camps, too. We really don't know how much he's got left, especially at 37.
So we'll like he said, it may be now or never.
Yes. I mean, all those guys, I was at the Charlo fight. Charlo in person, like, you know it on tape. Obviously, at this point, it's not like a secret. But when you watch him in person, he's a heavy hitter, man. You could, like, Derevyanchenko was feeling it the whole time.
Yeah, you're right. I remember because that fight was in the bubble.
That's right. You can hear everything.
I know Jermall, when he came out of the house, he was like, God, man, that guy was a tough son of a gun, man. It was a tough fight for Charlo, too. You know, he had to dig deep, and he showed what he's made out of. That's why, you know, he's a champion. But, yeah, Derevyanchenko, man, he's a tough guy.
No doubt about it. But for Conley, you kind of indicated it. This is a guy who we even spoke to him. What did he tell us? He said he feels like, not that Derevyanchenko's been insulting. That's not what he said. But he said he did feel like that they were definitely looking past him. That this was about getting a rebound, and then it's back to the main cards, and you're on your way. I wonder, have you ever felt like the other guy was, jerk or not, just utterly looking past you?
I don't feel like, nah. Looking past me?
I'm not saying it was the right feeling that the person had, but he never had an opponent or a coach who was like, I
don't think none of my opponents ever looked at me or looked past me. Right. None of everyone that ever did an interview always said, well, you know, I'm just focused on this fight. Once we get past this fight, then we'll see. I was more so the one that was, no, I want this person after this fight. Why? Because I know these guys can't beat me. Right. And when I look at it like that, you really can't.
Right. Unified champ for a reason.
Especially with the little guys, man. They throw a lot of punches, man. You guys throw a lot of punches.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Like, that Figueroa fight, when I was watching it, I was like, I don't even know how to score this. I mean, I think you were winning, but like when you're watching at home, it was just like two cats in a bag. It was constant action.
Right.
He called you on two cats in a bag.
I'm about to fight him.
No, you won cleanly. Don't misunderstand me. But it was, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of volume. And that volume was crazy to watch.
No, I'm definitely willing to do it again once I go up to 26. So that'll be fun.
You can hear in the back, I believe that Conley has already made his ring walk. Derevyanchenko is following now. One more reminder, if you guys want to watch the Showtime Championship boxing card, not on pay-per-view, this is a treat for the fans. It's on Showtime regular. And if you don't have Showtime, I have great news for you. You can go to Showtime.com right now. You can get a 30-day free trial. If you like it, you can keep it. If not, cancel whenever you want. It's up to you. But if you watch now, of course, you get to watch Danny Garcia take on Jose Benavidez Jr. tonight, plus Bellator MMA, plus all these guys when they compete for the most part. I mean, it's a great deal. So go watch tonight if you can. There you have it. All right, we're not going to throw down to the ringside just yet. Let's talk about Jose Benavidez Jr. Now, Steph, one of the things that is everyone knows inside the boxing world, and you can see it now because he wears the neoprene sleeve, my man got shot. He was shot in both the hand and the knee. You know, obviously this was a guy who the Nevada Athletic Commission put a waiver for him when he was 16 so he could turn pro at 17. A dazzling amateur career, and he was coming up. But it is fair to say that that incident where he was attacked and shot, while he has admirably made it back to the ring, I don't know if he's been the same since then. Fair?
Yeah, that's a fair assessment, especially after a life or death situation like that. That could change a lot. That could change a lot, especially in an athlete.
I noticed in the fight against Torres, Raul, he was standing a lot and then doing a lot of backwards leaning, and I don't know what the answer for that is.
That's
obviously, the boxers would know.
Obviously, leaning back with your chin up, that's not a good thing.
But also, it's like I don't think he can move as nimbly with his feet as he once did.
I know his dad talked about it, that his leg is not 100%. That he wishes that his leg was, because we don't get to see the best of Benavidez. But they just got to go with what they have.
You got to use what you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fair enough. I will say this though. Boots, I think you'd probably agree. Obviously, I know you guys are riding with your Philly guy, Danny Garcia. No argument there. But this is going to be an action fight, right?
No, it's definitely going to be a great fight because Benavidez, he come to fight, he come to rumble, he throw a lot of punches, and he's I think he got a lot of good skills. So it's going to be definitely a great fight.
And he's looking forward to using Danny Garcia as a great name. That's a good name. Did
you see him and Angel Garcia go at it at the presser? Angel's one of a kind, isn't he?
Yeah.
I was there when he was for the presser before he fought Lucas Matisse. When he was like, the riders don't know nothing, the odds makers don't know nothing, Vegas don't know nothing. I know everything. I remember that vividly, and he was right. That was one of Danny Garcia's very best wins.
And that was on the undercard of Floyd Mayweather and Canelo.
That's right. I remember that. Big fight weekend.
I remember that.
Lucas Matisse had all of this hype around him.
Did he stop him?
No,
at the end, 11, he dropped him to hit him.
Yeah, I don't think he stopped him fully, but he certainly got the win. And I remember Matisse had this terrifying reputation at the time as being a heavy puncher. Danny, by the way, underrated about Danny Garcia, his chin.
Oh, yeah.
Super rock solid titanium chin. One of the better chins I would say I've seen in boxing.
He lost to Errol Spence, a power puncher, Sean Porter, another guy, Keith Thurman.
And he hit him clean.
He won some rounds in those fights, so you could never count Danny out, man.
He took 7 rounds on one of the Thurman scorecards.
Yes.
It was that close. It was a split decision. You would imagine if you had just gotten a couple more.
Same thing with Errol Spence.
I
think he won 5 rounds. One of the judges, he won with Errol Spence 5 rounds. Mm-hmm. Also with Porter,
too. To the hills, Scoot. You got to take him to the hills.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go down to the ring here in just a minute. They call you Scoop as well?
Scooter.
I just called him Scoot.
Oh, okay. Scoot. Oh, sorry. I misunderstood.
What's the reason for Scooter?
My father gave it to me when I was young.
Don't tell him, bro. Don't tell him.
I just stuck with it.
We're going to go down to the ring here. Derevyanchenko taking on Conley. A big fight for both gentlemen here in the middleweight division. As you can see here in the Ukrainian colors is Derevyanchenko with the blue and yellow trim. And then, of course, in the black and red is Conley. 10-round middleweight action here. I would not say Derevyanchenko is a slow starter, but he does his due diligence early, right, Raul?
Yeah, sometimes he's a technician. He likes to study. He likes to study his opponent, dissect with the jab. If I was Conley, I would try to jump on him. Remember, he's 37 years old. He's been in a lot of wars. Test him early.
How old is Conley?
I believe Conley's 30 or 31. He's up there in age too, but he's not 37. And he hasn't been in wars like Derevyanchenko. You know what I mean?
I'm almost 30.
There you go. So you're young then. You're young.
Hey, step back. Step back, fellas.
Yeah, very, very low stance there from Conley. Conley has a habit. I've been watching tape on him. He has a bit of a habit of backing up to the ropes and staying there. I'll be curious to see how that plays out in this fight.
Watch your heads. Watch your heads.
Better stay away from the ropes and the corners because that's where Derevyanchenko punishes the body. And he's a good inside worker. I mean, he works really good on the inside.
Yeah, definitely can't be on the ropes with somebody like him. That was a good hook.
Nice. I like how he controlling himself. Conley's controlling himself.
Yeah, he's looking to counter, man. I think he said that in the meetings. He was gonna try to box him and turn him in circles like he did with his latest.
Say step back, that means step back.
Now we fighting
I don't
dirty.
think he meant that. But I was talking about Conley with Curtis Stevens, his latest win. You know, he outboxed him and kept turning him in circles and trying to. He said he's a boxer counterpuncher, and that's what he's trying to do with Derevyanchenko.
Steph, why is Conley lowering his level so much?
I'm not sure. I feel like he's just trying to like get in this guy's head at the moment. Like as far as the movements, and just trying to like stay on point.
I think
more than anything.
I think he dropping low because he's trying to find an angle,
Opening.
a different angle, and a different opening. See, like shots like that to jump up, but he got to watch stuff like that because you don't want to jump in and get caught by big shots by a guy.
A little blood in the eye.
Of Derevyanchenko, right?
Yeah. Oh, I think
good call.
right
Big
hand.
right hand, by the way. That's the other part too about getting older. The skin. If you have scar tissue built up there, it can cut very easily.
It may be from that head, but it was,
right. Cutman's going to have his work cut out for him.
That might be a problem for Derevyanchenko. It's only the first round.
Right, and it was early too.
Charlo busted him up as well. Well, that ref flew by. There he's along the ropes, but no real threat there.
See what happens with the cut in the corner. They got to stop the bleeding for sure because you can't fight 9 more rounds like that.
No. Is this going to be the highlight where they see it?
Yep,
right there.
Yeah.
That was a good call, Scoop.
That's why you're on this broadcast, Steph. That's why you're here.
Tell him I do this.
Yo, let me find out you got a second.
You got a future broadcaster.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Fulton, you got a future in broadcasting.
I'm trying to be an actor. Don't
you're
pull
gonna
me
be
from.
an actor? Okay,
don't try to pull me from boxing and hit me right in back in boxing.
Who's your favorite actor?
Yeah, good question.
Honestly, I really don't even have one.
I don't believe that.
I'm like a movie freak and a food freak.
All right, give me like one of your favorite movies.
Your heads, fellas.
Give me like one.
Don't say Rocky.
Nah. I honestly don't like boxing movies like that.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't like
That's because we box, yo. That's why.
I be sitting there, they don't punch like that.
Yeah. I will say that Michael B. Jordan did a pretty good job in Creed.
He did good.
No, he did good. Definitely did
and
good
it was
job.
in Philadelphia. So.
That's right.
Right.
Creed is the best movie.
There you go.
The best boxing movie?
Any. No, you gotta give it to Rocky.
I mean, the first Rocky's. I mean, it won an Oscar. You know, you got to give it to them.
Yeah, give it to Rocky.
You gotta give it to Rocky. Oh, that was a good
nice hit.
Conley's got a little pop.
He's moving side to side. Counter with that left hand. And
you see the Ukraine on the trunks of Derevyanchenko. I recall we have Gary Antoine Russell opening the main card at super welterweight. And in his last fight, I believe it was against Victor Postal, who had family who was stuck in Ukraine right at the time of the Russian invasion. I think on all the Ukrainian athletes, it's been a lot for them to deal with.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it has. Got the Klitschko's over there too, defending their country, huh?
Yeah. And there's plenty on the MMA side too. Like there's that country produces. It's a powerhouse of combat athletes. Yeah.
We really fight.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about it, like, man, we really fight. We fighters.
Right. I wonder if that cut is bothering him.
Gotta keep the jab out.
Yeah.
Pretty. Not a whole lot of actions thus far. Maybe they are opening up a little bit.
Yeah, you see Derevyanchenko, they're fighting. He's closing the distance now. He's got him on the ropes. He's got to take advantage right there.
This is what I mean about Conley retreating to the ropes.
Yeah, he has to get out of there.
Conley got a good hook though.
Boots, I noticed that there's a couple times where Derevyanchenko will just touch him, and he's not really throwing a hard shot. Why would you do that? Why would you just touch a guy like that?
Just to set up your big shots, or try to find an angle, like try to angle out. Just touch, and then angle out.
That and just filling the distance. Trying to set up another hard jab.
You can change rhythm on him too, right? Touch, go.
That's it. Changing the speeds of combination.
Yeah, or you touch, go to the body. Just find a different opening. That's all.
Yeah, them touches definitely can be to open you up.
Or maybe he could be trying to. Or maybe he could be trying to, you just threw me off just now.
The touching is definitely, for me, the touching is to open you up.
To blind him, yeah.
for the big shots.
By the way,
to blind them and open them up.
Right here in the action, it looks to me like Derevyanchenko is opening up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. This second round, he really closed that distance quick. He's on him, and I'm sure he's probably worried about the cut too, so he's probably in a hurry to do more damage.
He's definitely picking up the pace and throwing a lot of body shots, and he's stepping around too.
It could be good for him, it could be bad. He could start off real strong and then die down, so he still has to be a lot aware of his age and everything with that.
Better round for Derevyanchenko there, for sure.
Most definitely, yeah.
I'd be curious to see how much Conley continues to retreat to the ropes.
Shouldn't be on the ropes at all.
Yeah,
should be boxing, moving, turning.
Doesn't seem like a place you're going to win.
Yeah, I think if we see Conley on the ropes the next 2 or 3 rounds, it's going to just go downhill for him from there.
He should be boxing, moving, turning, tying them up, smothering his shots, different things like that.
Yeah, I feel like he shouldn't be on the ropes more than 3 seconds.
Yeah, just
3 seconds, you got to go.
That's it.
That's the rule. Just like be on there for a little bit and move.
Mine is 2.
Or hold.
He's a lot bigger.
Hold him and walk him to the center of the ring.
1, 2, go. 2 seconds and I'm going. 1, 2, all right, go.
Yo, you wildin' on this, John, bro. You gotta chill.
That's a Philly word, right, John? Yeah, that's a Philly word. All right, here we go. Round number 3.
Got a little bounce with him. Conley got to keep that jab out. You waiting too long.
That was a good jab to the body by Derevyanchenko.
Derevyanchenko cutting him off, too.
Close to the ropes.
He letting him get into his rhythm now.
He not throwing.
Yeah. He need to go back to what he was doing that first round, just popping that jab.
So is it safe to say it's 1-1 so far?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Could be 2-0, but maybe 1-1.
I'll say 1-1.
I say 1-1.
Yeah. Conley the first round.
When I say 2-0, I mean what could the judges have it, not what is a fair scorecard. You know what I'm saying? I get in trouble with that when I tweet scores in real time. People are like, how could you say that? I'm like, I'm not saying I think that's fair.
Right.
I'm saying the judges might do it that way.
That's why we not judges.
Right. Right.
That was nice jab. Pulled his head back.
He got to go back to what he was doing, though. Stay behind that jab and turn it. And try to find a different opening.
There's not enough activity for me from Conley thus far.
Yeah, he was very low. He must have got hit with a good shot. Oh, that was nice.
He's got to keep pecking away like that. Little 3-4 punch combinations and keep turning him. Don't stand in front of Derevyanchenko because when he does, that's when he gets hit.
Nice uppercut.
Conley working good on the inside. That was a good pivot by Derevyanchenko.
Conley got to keep tagging that eye that was open, that was cut. Wherever that mark at, he got to tag it.
Keep that jab on that eye and that body.
Do his work and get out. Keep turning.
For Derevyanchenko to be 37, his movement is very nice.
Yeah, he's in good shape.
And he got beautiful angles, too.
Who uses angles real well I'll say this, Steph, like when you think about boxers you like that do angles real well, besides yourself, all right, besides Jaron, who are some boxers that really use angles nicely?
Lomachenko.
Yeah, he does.
Lomachenko, yeah, you're right. Hey, but I'm telling you, the way Jaron does it, because I've always talked about that even when we had you on Showbox, right? Like his skills are unbelievable, man. Just the way he switches. And I'm not saying because you're here, bro, but
I appreciate it.
And I know you're dad. No, just the way he switches from righty to lefty, he does it so easily, like it just
dancing.
Like yeah, you're right. Like you're in a fiesta, like you're having a party, you know, like yeah, exactly.
He's having a fiesta.
Yeah, he's having a fiesta, having a party, yeah. Piñata. He's talking.
You ever dance bachata?
Bachata, yeah, I know about bachata.
Come on now.
I learned a little bit.
I took salsa lessons. Salsa? It's hard. It's simple, but it's hard. You know what I mean?
That footwork.
If you ever get a moment and get on YouTube, look up these salsa world championships. The footwork is, I couldn't even describe it to you. It's next level. All right, that's 3 rounds down. Derevyanchenko turning it up a little bit. Conley definitely not out of it, though, right? Still,
Conley looking a little tired.
With his arms up like that?
Yeah.
He's breathing pretty heavy, too.
The body shot, the Derevyanchenko body shots, and I think when they were at close quarters, he felt that strength, Luke.
Yeah, he tired. Look at him. He breathing. You got to control that breathing.
Yeah, you're right.
That's one of the key things. A lot of these guys don't control their breathing.
You know, it's a thing. This is like, if you think about it, this is his biggest fight ever. Certainly his biggest opponent ever, right? That's got to play with your nerves. It's got to. And I guess if you don't control the nerves.
I mean, yeah, I'm about to say, everybody's different. When you fight guys that's supposed to be at the top like that,
that should be motivating.
It's motivating.
Yeah.
That's definitely motivation. But that don't bother me at all. You know, like, it's just another man just like anybody else.
2 arms, 2 legs, man. That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
It should be a little nerve leading up, but once you step in there, all that should be out.
Right. My man's definitely let some tattoo guys just scribble on him a little bit there. I didn't realize, Steph, you've got tattoos on your around your ear.
Yeah, my ear.
I've got a bunch, but they're all kind of hidden. Did that one hurt?
No, it actually felt good.
Felt good, really?
No, it did. I had one end like on my head.
So his cauliflower ear or his ear might get detached. So this is common in MMA, where if you have a damaged ear, its ability to stick to the head can be somewhat compromised. Also, there's blood coming out of the eardrum, so maybe they're looking at that. Remember when Deontay Wilder was bleeding out the ear in the second Wilder fight? Or sorry, the Fury fight?
That is true.
Say again?
You used to fight UFC?
No, but you can get cauliflower ear from rugby, MMA, including, I've seen it in boxers on occasion.
The UFC people get it really bad.
Yeah. Anyone any ear-to-ear contact or any ear-to-floor contact is where you get it.
I got one. I got a cauliflower.
Put up ear to ear?
Yeah.
So like we right here like this.
Yeah, but I mean it has to be like. I
don't start rubbing on me.
Yeah,
come on.
It's not a loving embrace.
I like it, but I don't love you. But go ahead.
Oh, that's right here.
It should give Conley a little bit of confidence.
Step back. Let's go. No punch.
Well, fair to say Conley's in this, but he's fighting in spurts a little bit.
Yeah, well, we saw him in the corner. I think he's second for air. Those body shots are taking.
That was nice.
Oh, nice.
Those are good.
That's what he's got to go for broke. He's got to let his punches go, man. Plus, we see the doctors checking Derevyanchenko from the ear and the cut, so that should motivate Conley to throw more punches and do more damage. Target the ear, target the cut.
They both doing great inside work though, and Derevyanchenko is moving, like pivoting and shifting too, so he's doing real well.
Boots, what's the key to inside work? I mean, obviously there's several, but how do you assess him? Hard right hand.
I feel like the main key is staying relaxed and not overthinking. You gotta be relaxed and keep your head out the center. You gotta go shoulder to shoulder, shoulder to shoulder. You know.
I'll say this: I don't know how many rounds Conley has won, but he's winning this one.
I think he's in the inside work. Conley has been faster and crisper and shorter with his shots. Derevyanchenko's kind of opens up more, and you see Conley's punches land faster. Yeah.
Yeah, to keep turning him to get his back off the ropes.
But the thing about it is, how long can Conley fight like that toe to toe? How long can Conley fight at that kind of pace?
Oh, they both doing two.
Or both of them. It's about conditioning here, guys. It's about who's going to get tired. I mean, we saw Conley breathing for air, second for air, but this round he's doing great.
By the way, on the cauliflower thing, just lastly on this, it's often head-to-ear contact, but when the heads clash and then the ears touch, it can happen that way as well. Any like hard, I've seen guys get hit in the ear and then it blow up. You ever seen that? No, I've seen that a few times.
I seen.
I probably stop fighting.
I seen Sean Brady get his ear drained.
Yes, and it'll fill up a huge vial like that.
I thought his eardrum was bust.
His balance looks pretty good, Derevyanchenko.
I'm about to say, doesn't that mess up your equilibrium?
It's supposed to.
His legs is fine though. He's working and he's shifting and everything.
I don't know. What do you guys think about that round? I think Conley had the beginning of that round. And
he stumbled him a little bit. That was the best shot of the round.
I'll give it to Conley.
Halfway through a fight, how do you guys have it?
I don't know. I wasn't scoring in real time. I think Derevyanchenko's probably one more round.
What round are we in right now?
This will be the fifth coming up.
Honestly, I got a 2-2. I got a 2-2.
2-2-2.
All right, we can rock with that.
What do you got?
I like that 2-2.
You got 3-1 or what?
No, I like 2-2.
All right.
It could be 3-1
though. But I like 2-2.
Yeah. It just depends on what you like, what the judges like.
This is the thing that I've noticed over time, and this is true across combat sports, is the fight. If it's relatively even in the striking, but one guy is visibly working harder, judges tend to reward that. So you see Derevyanchenko, he's moving more, he's cutting angles, he might be missing and eating shots, but he's visibly more active.
Yep. He definitely wobbled him.
Yeah, he's making the fight.
But Conley drilled him in that last round.
I mean, it seems like Derevyanchenko's dictating the pace of the fight.
I will say Conley, relative to previous performances, is doing a much better job of staying off the ropes. Still kind of close for comfort, but.
Derevyanchenko is still moving good.
What do you think, Raul? How's his speed at 37?
I mean, he's never been really a very fast fighter, you know, but he's a guy that throws enough combinations and knows how to place them. Yeah. He looks for openings. You know, he's very accurate. He's got a good jab to open up, you know, his combination. You see his brother, he's throwing that jab. Controlling the distance with the jab. And he's looking for openings to let his 3 and 4 punch combinations go. He works the body real well.
I think he found his rhythm too.
Yeah, look how he's controlling range now. He's on his toes. He's flat-footed. He comes forward.
Slip. Okay.
I think Conley's tired, guys. I really think he's showing signs of being tired in this round.
Pick it up. Breathe. Control his breathing.
He had told us in the fighter meeting that he had some inactivity because of COVID.
He might be hurt.
Yeah, this might be it right here, guys. Those body shots, man.
He got great distance on those shots too,
and he pushes off constantly too.
Like he's not smothering his shots or anything.
He's getting good leverage on his shots right now, especially his body shots.
That was a good move too.
See how he pushes him off, creates that distance so he could land his shots good.
That was a good uppercut. Good body shot. Yeah, I think he found his rhythm. Shot.
I will say Conley's been real consistent with the uppercut. That's been nice. But the variety of punches from Derevyanchenko.
I feel like Conley will lose his fight due to his back getting against his ribs way too much and not letting enough people shots.
Body shot. That was a good body shot.
Yeah, really.
I like Conley though. He got a nice style with him. That was a beautiful angle by
Derevyanchenko is on the move here.
He's really touching that body and changing angles too, man. Like not like Boots Ennis, but he's doing it.
Not many are.
Not many are. There's nobody like that, to tell you the truth, in my opinion.
Good body shot.
And he's using the framing too. Did y'all see that?
He's breaking him down slowly.
Nice round for him. That might be his best round.
He's tired.
Let's see his body language here. Yeah, not great.
He's tired.
He got them arms up again.
Do y'all ever stand between rounds?
I do. I've been doing that since the amateurs.
Yeah.
I got that from my brother, Farah Ennis. He used to do that in his fights. And I just stole that from my brother. I've been doing it ever since.
I always feel like that's so intimidating.
Yeah.
It's like this man is just standing between rounds, but he doesn't have to. That's
I did that in my Angelo Leo fight when I fought for the WBL.
Yeah.
And you did it on purpose, right? Like to send a message or just
no,
because?
I just was like,
I was just feeling it.
Just felt good, yeah.
Well, we do it because in our gym we do 4-minute rounds, 30-second break. The fight 3 minutes and 1 minute rest. That's easy. That's cakewalk right there. So that's why we do it.
You can't give him the drop.
My son,
they already know.
My son,
they do without air.
Yeah, they already knew, bro.
My son Giovanni, when he did his pro debut on Showbox,
they know.
He stood up too. Like I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "No, I want to stand up." He caught me off guard. Like after the first round, he came to the corner.
What fight was it?
My son's pro debut on Showbox. Yeah.
Your son doing his thing right now too.
Yeah, he's trying, man. And believe it or not, you're one of his favorite. And he does the whole, when he switches, I got to show you that when he switches right to left, he's natural. He does that pretty good, man.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Solid, man. That's a.
I will say both of these fights have gone a little longer than I expected. I like that. How do you slow down a guy who's constantly moving?
Body shot, cut off the ring, hit him in the arms.
The main key is the jab and the body shots.
That's it.
And stay off the ropes.
I think I got it like 4-2.
You're talking about to slow down Conley that keeps moving, right?
It's just in any case. Like if you got a guy moving around, how do you
Oh, you're talking about Conley.
Or Derevyanchenko, either way.
A guy like Conley that keeps moving, I mean, you cut off the distance and work the body, hit the arms. There was an old school trainer, I don't know if you guys, from Philadelphia, Georgie Benton. You ever heard of Georgie Benton? I used to work with him back. He used to work back with Pernell Whitaker and all those guys. He used to be like, hit him in the arm. Nah. Georgie Benton's your uncle? You're lying. I know you play around a lot, bro. Is he playing, bro? Come on, dude. I already thought that was his uncle, man.
I thought we were about to be rubbing ears.
No, I used to. Now we're really gonna rub ears.
Cool Boy Steph plays games. I can see that.
I can see. He's a joker. He's a clown. I like that. Scooter.
Really?
Georgie Benton, he used to say, hit him in the arm. He had a real deep voice. Hit him in the arm. Hit him. You know, you ever hit a guy right here, like on the waist? Like,
no.
Pernell Whitaker
hit me right there.
Pernell Whitaker right here on the leg.
Lipinet's punching in my hip.
Yeah.
Did he?
In my hip.
How about Canelo versus Smith? Canelo was blowing his arms up completely.
You put somebody like that on the hip for 6-7 rounds straight, or even right below the leg. Pernell Whitaker used to do that.
You don't feel it when you in there, but when you got the ring,
you ain't gonna be able to move.
Brandon Figueroa did that to me. And I swear to God, my hip was hurting for like 4 months. I'll lie to you not. 4 months.
Put him out.
Derevyanchenko having not quite the round he had before, but still a pretty good one.
He's still doing this thing though.
Props to the cut, man. He stopped the bleeding.
I think I have him up.
Yeah, 4-2.
Yes.
Could be 5-1. That was a good combination. That was a good counter.
I feel like he's mentally drained. He's mentally being beaten right now.
Just by the body language?
Yeah, by the body. Tired. He's just fighting off of what he knows now. See what I'm getting from.
He's not a bad fighter though.
No, he's not.
He can tell you got some good skills behind him.
He needs some more stamina.
Yeah.
And know how to control that breathing. They got to pull his cup a little bit. He got to control that breathing.
How much of stamina is fixable? Here's what I mean. Like, some people are going to be born with genetics to have better stamina. You can obviously work on it, but don't you feel like there's a limit to how in shape a person can reasonably be, genetically based?
I feel like
to an extent.
To a certain extent.
Right.
I'm thinking, look, you have a good camp. You prepare yourself well. You do all the running, the sparring, all that.
I feel like everything mental.
And if you get tired during the fight, if you did a good training camp, you had a good condition, that second win's going to kick in.
Yeah.
You probably haven't been there yet because you knocked everybody out.
Right.
I've been there.
But you've been there. You've been there, especially in your fights. And I see it when the turnaround where it looks like, the other guy maybe took 2 rounds or something, you're slowing down, but then you take over because you make the adjustments and your conditioning kicks in and the other guy's getting tired. And your boxing skill take over too. That's what I seen in the, Danny Roman fight and the Figueroa fight. You know what I mean? Like,
you hired.
He told you hired.
Pay me the right money, bro.
Yeah.
If it makes dollars, it makes sense. Trust me. I adjust to anything.
He's there too long.
Right.
It's too long.
He's probably trying to bait him in, try to counter.
Let him go and go. Spin out, man. Back still.
That was a good feint. He definitely got good feints.
Get back.
Don't get sleepy, bro. Come on. Get sleepy, Scooter.
I've been up all morning.
Oh, solid shots right there. He took him well.
Conley's real stationary. Look at that.
Right hand.
Oh, he
I
might
think
have
her.
hurt.
Yes.
Can't take that. You gotta go.
Derevyanchenko really creating that distance. Oh, look at Conley coming back.
As soon as you think he's on trouble, he comes right back. Is there an art to the clinch like that?
To me, it is.
Yeah? Like, in what way?
I'm very film. I can't give up my arts.
I mean, I guess
it definitely is.
Just breaking the guy's rhythm, I guess, right?
Do you practice clinching?
I mean, I don't want to say practice, but I definitely work on it here and there. If that makes sense. Like different sparring matches, I work on.
Ooh.
I'm so good at it, they say I be holding. Seriously.
You ain't telling about the wrestling tournament you was in?
Oh, now you have to. Now you have to.
I wanted to wrestling tournament.
I was like, the unified champ is wrestling? I mean, what's this? What can't you do?
He going to the Olympics for it.
If I could have went to the Olympics, I would have.
Tell you what, Derevyanchenko definitely won this round, but he got caught a couple of times, with a guy that has more power. I'm talking about future fights. He can't afford to get caught with those kind of shots, though.
No. The thing is this for me, for Conley, he's landing big punches for sure. He doesn't seem to follow up on them a whole lot. It's like it's a nice shot, and then there's no follow through afterward.
And he really doesn't have that kind of power. I don't think he's got the kind of power to knock him out.
Might be tired.
Yeah, he's tired.
I mean, I think he do got the power. He just, I'm about to say, he look a little winded.
Or like Luke said, he's not following up. He tags him and then he doesn't follow up.
Yeah.
Definitely Derevyanchenko of the two seems to be in better shape. I think I can say that comfortably.
He still got his bounce to him.
Yeah,
and Conley definitely throwing some nice shots.
And a lot of rounds of experience, man. All those rounds with
no kidding
top guys. I mean that helps.
And he went the distance with all of them.
Yep.
Or nearly all of them.
He said he needed a knockout. Someone just yelled it.
Was it like 6'2" now, you think? No, what is it?
Something like that?
5'2"?
Yeah, 5'2".
I like that frame and turn.
About to pick it up, close out.
He still got his bounce.
Yeah. In and out. Feels. He's flowing.
Yeah.
He's got a rhythm going.
He came to make the statement. Nice.
Boy, for 37, all that amateur experience.
Yeah.
How many amateur fights did he have?
Several hundred.
I want to think like 300 amateur fights.
I think that's right.
It's up there. He had a lot of
That's
amateur.
a lot of
amateur fights. How many fights did you have, Scoop?
Max, like 90.
90. What about you?
I had 61.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had that
I had about 150.
I ain't had
that 150 a lot. I feel like anything over 100 is a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like anything over 75 is a lot, for real.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But these kids nowadays, they be having 200 fights. They be 14. You be like, what?
Be burnt out by the time they turn pro.
Yeah.
All 200 fights, not up until they only lost 3.
Right.
That's nuts. You think about that too, right? Like, how many days did you show up with, with Lomachenko, for example, where he was sick or injured or whatever, and still got the job done? It's crazy. It's crazy. Lomachenko, excuse me, what am I saying? Derevyanchenko going to work here.
Working the body, working upstairs. But look at Conley. He still comes back.
Conley's
still
rumbling.
He's not done, guys. Conley's not done.
He's definitely strong-willed.
A lot of heart.
Okay, so they want me to announce this. We have some breaking news here on the Showtime broadcast. Jake Paul versus Hasim Rahman Jr. has been canceled. I don't have any more details than that. This is my producer in my ear.
That's a big surprise.
That's a huge surprise. Now, of course, that was supposed to be next week, August 6th at Madison Square Garden.
They playing with that money.
You gonna put an exhibition on me and you next week
in the Garden?
Yeah, the Garden, me and you.
I mean, if you do all that sparring anyway, who's to say you shouldn't do that?
There's going to be a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
That cut, by the way, is back open on Derevyanchenko's face. Yeah, I don't have any more details just yet, but it is canceled. Maybe they can tell me, did the commission cancel it, or just let me see your phone.
Who canceled it?
Let's see. So apparently it deals with his weight.
Hasim Rahman?
Yes, Hasim Rahman Jr.'s weight.
Why would they pick him anyway? He's not a cruiserweight.
Since weighing in at 216 pounds on July 7th, Rahman and his camp, this is according to Most Valuable Promotions, which is from Jake Paul. Rahman and his camp have offered assurances after assurances publicly and privately that he was on track to make weight at the weigh-in on August 5th, going as far as to provide a letter signed and recognized nutritionist that his weight was progressing without issue per the Athletic Commission in New York. It appears that is, according to Jake Paul, not in fact true. We'll have more details about this later.
Wow.
But if you're just joining us, Jake Paul versus Hasim Rahman Jr. is off. I had a feeling he wasn't going to make the weight, though. That was a giant ask for him to get down to 200.
16 pounds?
Don't he usually weigh in at like 260 or something like that?
He's gotten as high as 270, but he fought a lot of his fights around 220, 225.
Yeah, big heavyweight.
Well, that's that.
20 pounds.
Nah, you don't know how much he weighed, though.
And also, like, you got to be good at cutting
camp.
20 pounds. Like, not everyone can just do it.
Yo,
what's your walk-around weight, Boots?
Huh?
What's your walk-around weight?
Boots.
I don't know.
Oh, I don't believe that.
I don't know.
See, what do you got? 50 cents. Man, you probably get up to 180.
180, 190?
No, don't put that on my
He
name.
definitely touched 190 before.
Yo, stop. You on TV.
A little 188.
You can't be doing that, bro. I never got that big ever in my life.
What about you, Steph? 140-ish? Something like that?
If you guess it, I'll tell you.
I'll say probably no higher than 150. I think
I was
going
to say no higher than 150.
All right, we can wrap.
All right.
Yeah, but why you try to lie on my name, though? 180, 190, that's crazy, bro.
Highest I touched was like 50, 49, but I still get down to 22. That's why when I said 20 pounds, I'm like, 20 pounds?
Yeah.
And you way bigger, a lot more fat on your body. You just have to know how to bring the weight down the proper way. And that's what one of y'all just said. Some guys don't know how to bring the weight down.
No, they don't. And you gotta make sure you bring the weight down the right way and not draining yourself and killing yourself. You want to be fresh when you're in that ring, strong.
And it will affect your chin, right?
Yeah.
That was next week. I was looking forward to that. I really was. I wanted to see. I'm like,
wait, so to my producer, help me out. Is the entire event canceled? Because Amanda Serrano was on the
Serrano,
co-main.
yeah, that's a big fight.
Oh, she call her.
The whole thing is off? Yeah, the whole thing is
Call
off.
her
Okay.
up there. She gonna fight today.
She gonna fight today. A body shot. Ooh.
Yeah, Derevyanchenko's he's doing well. He hasn't put a huge lead on Conley, but he's doing well.
There's 9.
This is the 9th round. Yep. I'm surprised it's gone the distance, but it's been a fun little contest.
Yeah.
Good work by both. I mean,
they both going back and forth, here and there on the inside.
I mean, Conley's taking some big shots, man. A lot of heart. Came back a couple of times.
He threw a lot of big shots too.
That was a little bit after the bell.
All right, 10th and final round coming up. Seems like it's a contest for Derevyanchenko. One never knows, but probably seems that way. And we'll reset here. Luke Thomas here from Morning Combat. We have Raul Marquez, Cool Boy Steph, Stephen Fulton Jr., and then at the end there's Boots, Jaron Ennis. These are the two fights that we're going to be here covering, but we will give you a bit of a preview for the main card, which starts at 9 p.m. in the East on Showtime.
What'd you say?
I said Rolly.
You saw Rolly Romero?
Right behind the DraftKings post.
That was in this building. In fact, I think that was the last Showtime event in this building.
What?
10th and final round. Here we go. Feels like if Conley's going to win, he's got to stop him, right?
Yeah,
What the hell was
Oh,
that?
yeah, he needs a miracle.
Another bell? I don't know what happened there.
Nice overhand right. That's what he got to drop.
Or you just got to go for broke. Let it all go.
Right. Listen up. Let's go.
If you've got to go for broke, right? Like if that's the situation you're in, even then there's got to be a right way and a wrong way to do it, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You got to go the wrong way.
I don't think it's a right or wrong. I'm just going.
You just
broke.
gotta-
You
Whatever
got to
happens,
win.
happens.
You got to win by any means.
Guard up high, walk up to him, and throw bombs.
That's it.
What else can you do?
So you can't no more.
Right.
Whatever happens, happens.
Twirl. We used to call it back in my amateur. Twirl, baby. Twirl.
Twirl?
Yeah.
That's good.
Twirl. Twirl. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, you're doing something else, Scoots. Come on, man.
Twirl.
That's why you got all them kids now.
I ain't got no kids.
Watch the head. Watch the head.
Stamp on his victory.
Yeah.
He definitely touching it, though. Checking it.
Derevyanchenko looks fresh.
Still looking good.
That's a nice little turn.
Oh.
He's still throwing a lot of punches this round, too. That's the last round, too. I tell him in real great shape. Nice. He putting it together.
And giving him angles, too. Not those 3-4 punch combination, and he's in, he's out.
I like how he's stepping around, too.
Yeah.
Touch that body.
Conley seems like he's getting rained on.
They definitely went to survival mode this round.
He's still putting it together.
I mean, Conley could be a test for any up-and-coming middleweight, you know. He gives you rounds. I mean,
And he got a good style.
Yeah.
He's not bad, you know.
He's awkward, he moves, he knows what he's doing.
And he got some pop, too.
Yeah, he's game.
Yeah, I like him.
I will say this, though, Raul, I guess I'll ask you. Did you see something from Derevyanchenko tonight that lets you believe he could contend for a title again?
You know, it depends on who he's going to fight. He's definitely not the same guy that I saw when he fought Triple G, those guys, Danny Jacobs, because, you know, he's 37 years old, and he's not, Conley's not that top-level fighter. Derevyanchenko did put in the work. He looked good at doing it. It's a good fight to get him back in action, you know, coming off the Adames loss. And, you know, I hope he gets another shot at a title. It depends on who he's going to fight. But I'm sure whoever he fights, you know, he's going to be in there to give him a good fight and try to get the win. You know, he's a warrior. He's a full-blown athlete, and maybe he'll win the title again.
I think he can do it.
Yeah, there you go.
I think he can do it. He's still, you know, he's still got that bounce to him.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, anything possible.
Anything's possible, you know, but I do know, like, you know, when I was 37, I fought Arthur Abraham for the middleweight title. I really wasn't my weight class, you know, but I beat a young guy that was a knockout artist. Giovanni Lorenzo was like 27-0 with 21 knockouts. I beat him in the eliminator to fight Arthur Abraham, and, you know, I was 37. I beat the young guy, but at that point when I fought Arthur Abraham, he was like in his 20s, and I was 37 years old, and he stopped me in the same. I'm 50. And then, like, I don't know how many years later, Arthur Abraham was 37, and he lost to the Mexican guy that Golden Boy has. I forgot, middleweight champion. What's his name?
Zurdo.
Zurdo. El Zurdo, yes. El Zurdo, yeah. El Zurdo Ramirez beat Abraham. Abraham was 37, and El Zurdo was like in his 20s, you know, 28, 29. So, you get what I'm saying? Like, in your 20s, 37. Hey, that's pretty good, bro.
Yes, getting old sucks.
Zurdo. You got that Mexican in you too, bro. Yeah, I like that.
All right, we are going to throw it here to get the official decision down to ring announcer Miguel Flores.
8-2.
Sounds about right.
8-2.
Let's hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges Alan Nace and Don Trella both saw the contest 99-91. And Judge John Basili saw the contest 98-92. All three judges in agreement for your winner by unanimous decision, Sergiy the Technician Derevyanchenko.
And to your point, Boots, look pretty good. Yeah, there he is. Derevyanchenko looking pretty good, getting the unanimous decision win there. Luke Thomas, Raul Marquez, Stephen Fulton Jr., and there he is at the end, Jaron Ennis. Boots. We are here. Those are the two fights that we have from the preliminary card. Sergiy Derevyanchenko getting back into the winning column. Raul Marquez, any final thoughts on the bout?
Well, with Derevyanchenko, like I said, he's a warrior. He's a veteran. He's been in there with the best. And he's back in the mix after this win. You know, he had lost his last fight against Adames, a fight that was kind of close, you know, but he lost. But this fight, he showed what he's made out of, the combinations that he throws. He dissects with the jab, good body puncher. Even in the 8th, 9th round, for being 37 years old, he still had a rhythm, and his rhythm was on his toes. And hopefully he'll fight for the world title again and win it.
Definitely a good bounce-back win for him. Now, that is it for the preliminary fight portion of this broadcast. But we'd like to talk about the main card here, which, of course, kicks off at 9 in the East on Showtime. You can go to Showtime.com. If you don't already have it, you can get a 30-day free trial because Danny Garcia is back after a 19-month layoff, and he takes on Jose Benavidez Jr. You know, it's interesting, Raul. We saw at the presser and the weigh-ins, it's well known, Jose Benavidez Jr. is trained by his father. Right. Danny Garcia is trained by his father. Boots, you obviously have done some training with your father as well.
I trained my son.
You train your son. I'll go down the line here.
Yeah.
What is the dynamic there? How do you get that right? Because I will say this. Angel Garcia, he takes a lot of the heat off of Danny. They clearly work well together. He's obviously done really well under his tutelage. But not all father-son relationships work out that well. Why has that one been successful?
I agree. I agree with that. It depends on the dad's character. You know, I'm definitely not the bird man. You know, I'm not the bird man. But with me and my son, you know, I treat him like, you know, I let him have an opinion on things. You know, if things are not working out, if he has an opinion, then we work off of that. And whatever I think, we both communicate, listen to what we got planned for the fight. Now with Danny and his dad, it's worked for many years. You know, and obviously Mr. Garcia, the Birdman, you know, he's the very vocal guy. You never hear Danny talking noise. It's always his father talking and hyping up the fight. But that's the way it goes for them. It works, you know. For Jaron and his dad, they have a relationship. If you want to talk about it, Jaron, with you and your father.
Yeah, me and my dad relationship is. He more so like my brother than my dad. Like
right.
he do everything that I do. He still train, run, work out with me though. So it's more like a brother thing. And me and my dad click just like that. You know, we don't ever bump heads and nothing. You know, I know he know what he know. I know he know what's best for me and things like that. So all I do is listen. You know, and we always come out victorious.
Whenever you guys have a disagreement, how do you resolve it?
We don't really have no disagreements. Like, it's really nothing to disagree about. You know, I know he know what's best for me. You know, he's been around this game for a very long time.
Yeah, he has.
My dad's 66. He's still running.
I see that.
Training, sparring, working out, doing everything. So, you know, that's
I do the same thing
with me.
I get in the ring with my son. I run. I work, hit the heavy bag.
So you know how it is.
Yes.
Like,
we're like buddies. You know, we try to be like buddies. And at the same time, he's my son. And, you know, my opinion, nobody is ever going to care more than your family, especially, you know, having your dad in the corner.
Right.
That's very important to me.
Right.
I know a lot of people try to say, no, well, the father and son thing's not going to work because other father and son relationships have not worked. But, you know, you're a great example. Look how you and your father is. Right. Danny Garcia and his dad, they're a great example. So it works.
Right, it definitely worked. Definitely worked.
Steph, let's talk about the layoff. 19 months. Now, you have seen Danny Garcia in the gym. He moves up. I actually feel like, you know, the guy made a pretty decent amount of money. He achieved a lot. I actually feel like the break is definitely going to do him some good. What have you seen from Danny Garcia, and what do you make of having 19 months off of competition?
I feel like he's more interested in coming back. And I can see that through us having conversations, you know, and him being in the gym watching me train for my fights. He's been on the, you know, I can't wait to get back in. As soon as he see me in there, he'll start hitting the bag. So I feel like he's taking that approach with it, like more so excited to be back more than anything.
What's interesting is I looked at his record. I don't think he's ever had an extended amount of time off.
Yeah.
That 19 months is the first time in his career he ever got to, like, slow down, vacation, do some stuff. Raul, you might agree with this. Yes. Sometimes you can take too much time off and there's ring rust, but sometimes you actually need to take time.
I agree.
The older you
get. And I think with Danny, you know, he's a little bit older, and you know, he's been in some wars too. He's been in you know, he had a good amateur career and then the professional career. I think it was time for him to take a rest, and I think those 19 months are probably going to help him. I think he definitely has that itch, you know, like to come back. He's excited, and he's got something to look forward to. He wants to win a world title at 154 pounds. That's a challenge, and to me, when I was a fighter, and I think this guy's, I mean, you want to win a world title. That motivates you. So I think it's a good thing for the layoff he had.
I'll say this. For the first fight back at 154 against Jose Benavidez Jr., that's a great first fight. We talked about that earlier in the broadcast. However, if he wants to win a world title, there's one guy who has all of them. So I don't think that would necessarily be next. But, like, let's think about this. There's Erickson Lubin, Brian Castano, Sebastian Fundora.
The Tower and Inferno, yeah.
There's a lot of fights.
Zoo. What about Tim Zoo?
That's right. Tim Zoo's out there as well. Do you prefer any of those fights? I mean, again, he has to get through Benavidez first. Okay, fair enough. But looking forward, I don't know if the Charlo fight would make sense right after this one.
Right.
Or maybe I'm wrong.
No, I don't think the Charlo fight makes sense for Danny after the. Again, that's saying that Danny wins, and if Benavidez wins, he deserves the same shot at any of the champions. But I think there's a lot of fights to be made out there in the junior middleweight division because Danny is a two-time world champion. He's got a name. You know, he's fought here at the Barclays for many years, and you know, you got Tim Zoo. You got, who else do you have? Sebastian Fundora. You got guys like Lubin, even Tony Harrison, J-Rock. Well, he said he didn't want to fight J-Rock Williams because it's they're both from Philly.
I think J-Rock moving up to 60 now, though.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
but there's a lot of name recognition.
Jared Hurd, maybe?
Jared Hurd. There's a lot of name recognition in that weight class, and then Danny coming up to that weight class even makes it even more competitive and bigger.
Right. Fair enough. Okay. Let's talk about the last thing here with Danny Garcia. Does he need – he needs to win, obviously. Does he need to win in any particular way, Steph? Or is it just about getting the W and then moving on with your business?
Just about the W. Nothing matters but the victory.
For me, you're right. I mean, the W is important, but knockout sell, and, you know, that I would like to see a knockout. Either way.
I definitely like to see him clean them, though. I definitely like that.
Yeah, I feel like the win – just on him, he only just need to win. But if he get a knockout, that's a statement for the 54 division.
Having some pop there.
And even if he wins by decision, win impressively, just dominating fight or get the knockout. The knockout is better. And he's got a chance to do it. He's got that left hook at a more comfortable weight. He's stronger. He feels better. Can he land that big left hook? Maybe he can.
Let's talk about the co-main event. Everyone tells me the pronunciation of the name is different. I've heard of Kovnatski. It's Kovnatski. That's how I'm going to say it, against Demirzin. Now, what's interesting is he has 2 losses on his record, but they're to the same guy, Helenius.
And he took a beating in those four fights.
And the second one went longer, but it's actually kind of a worse knockout. Now, he's going to bring a huge Polish crowd here tonight.
He always does here.
He always does.
Yeah.
In fact, he's fought here more times than Danny Garcia has.
Right.
This will be his 11th fight here at the Barclays. I think Daniel's will be his 9th. But what would you say? There was a moment in time, you guys might remember this, when Kovnatski was sort of seen as the guy who might fight Wilder for a title.
Yeah, he beat Chris Arreola.
And then he got derailed against Helenius. What's on the line for him here? Because this is a fight where the guy, his opponent, Demirzin, is going to just walk into him, you would imagine. That's a favorable style. Is it do or die?
I think it is do or die for Konowski because he needs that win. He needs to win, and I think he's fighting the perfect guy. He's got the perfect guy in front of him that's coming at him. Not a lot of power. You know, Demirzin is kind of like a plotter. Konowski talked about, using his angles and boxing him. And I think he needs to win impressive tonight, too, to continue his comeback trail.
The heavyweights, right? It's a little bit different, right, Steph? You're sitting at 126, 122.
It's a lot different. They need me in there.
The technician. Is it really truly as simple as like, you know, just what is the key for, you think, for Kovnatski to win?
Just stick to his game plan and listen to his team.
For sure.
And come home. You got to come home with the victory tonight.
Yeah, this is really significantly important.
And just win big. You know, just listen to your team, look good doing it. And
let them
do or
things
die.
fly.
Yeah, do or die.
Keep boxing him. That's what he said. He wants to box him and give him angles.
Demirzin has a good record. He was an Olympian.
Yeah.
And he does have the loss to Ajagba, who has big power. But since then, he's kind of rebounded. But that forward style, I feel like.
Well, if you see the fight with Ajagba, the tall, lanky
he's a big
Nigerian,
dude, yeah.
he boxed them, kept them at bay.
Yeah, right.
The long reach, kept moving in circles. Kovnatski obviously is not tall and lanky like the Nigerian fighter, but he does have the boxing skills to move around and keep turning them, and the speed and the power, and just not stay in front of Demirzin.
Boots, is it weird that a guy has one loss? Well, he's got 2 losses, but it's only to one guy. And there are some people already spelling the end of his career. It seems kind of strange, but the 2 losses were thorough. They were bad.
I mean, you can't put a kind of guy out. You know, I feel like he's as long as he do his thing tonight, he should be fine. You know, you can't count him out. You know.
All right, and then the opening bout at 9 p.m. on the card. A gentleman, I think you fought him in the amateurs, Gary Antoine Russell from my neck of the woods, Washington, D.C. He takes on Rances Barthelemy. Tell us about first Barthelemy. He is trying to become the first Cuban to win a title in 3 different weight classes.
Yes.
But Gary Antoine Russell, 15-0, 15 knockouts. That's a tough test.
Yeah, we saw him last against Victor Postal, a tall, lanky fighter, boxer type, kind of like Rances Barthelemy. You know, but Barthelemy, you know, the Cuban school of boxing, he's going to box. He's tall, lanky. He's going to try to keep him on the outside, and obviously Russell is going to have to make the fight. He's going to have to work the body, break him down, and we saw how he did with Victor Postal. He closed that range and he broke him down and got him out of there.
What do you make of the idea, Steph? It's a reality. They talked about it at the presser. You know, the Russell family was all pretty close. His older brother now has become his trainer because his father passed away. He was the patriarch, truly, of the family. He had said that he's going to turn it into a positive, right? That obviously the death of his father is not a positive, but he's going to make it one. And I'm not asking you to put yourself in his shoes, but that does seem competitively very difficult to do, no?
It does sound difficult, but I like where he is going at with it. You know, he's trying to not only challenge himself, but, you know, look at it in a good manner, and at least until he get past this fight.
All right, now, you fought him, I believe, 3 or 4 times, Russell, in the amateur, something like that. Several times.
Yeah, we fought like 5 times or something like that.
I only fought him once.
Yeah?
They fought him like a 6 or 7, 8.
What do you know about him?
Russell, he come forward, throw a lot of punches and things like that, and that's about it. You know, he should be able to do his thing tonight. You know.
And you, the same question about losing. I mean, I can't imagine what it would be like if that's not only your trainer, it's your dad. It's not just how it affects you as a person, it affects you as a boxer and everything in between.
I mean, I feel like it could be good and bad. It could be more motivation for you, or it could hurt you. You know, you might not be the same getting in that ring because you're missing somebody that you love and somebody that was always in your corner telling you what to do. But good thing with me, I have 2 older brothers, and they was in this game for a long time, so if anything was to happen, I would have my brothers, but I don't know how I would feel fighting without my dad, you know?
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
It's like missing an arm or something.
Right,
It'd be kind of strange.
Right.
But he is up against that exactly, opening the card at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Showtime. All right, let's go down. Let's do some predictions, right? I'll start here. I think Danny Garcia wins, but the question is not whether he wins. I want to know how he wins. What do you think?
I think Danny, he wins a close, competitive decision.
Okay.
Against Benavidez.
What do you think?
Knockout.
Ooh, what round?
Later round.
So like
7 or later.
7 or later. Okay. And what about you, Boots?
I want to say knockout, but I'm gonna go with the 12-round decision, close decision.
I mean, even Crawford took him until the 12th. Yeah. Right. Crawford's.
I'm about to say he a tough guy. You know.
He takes a good shot too.
He take a good shot. You know. I think it's gonna be a close fight. You know. And, I like Danny for the win.
All right, co-main event, Kovnatski against Demirzin. What do you think?
I think that fight's going to go rounds. I think it's going to go the distance, and I see Kovnatski coming away with the win.
Polish crowd's going to be big. What do you think, Steph?
I'm going with knockout. Victory for sure.
Probably, right? What about you, Boots?
I say knockout for Kovlatsky.
Yeah, Kovnatsky. I'm not sure how to say. Yeah. It's a difficult name.
Yeah, I like him to I think he's going to come home big with a big win and get a knockout.
All right. And then last but not least, Gary Antoine Russell taking on Barthélemy. What do you think?
I think Russell probably is going to learn from his last fight against Postal.
Well, I think Russell wins, but it goes to a decision.
Okay, I think Russell's going to learn from his last fight with Postal, and he's going to impose that man straight, that pressure on Barthélemy, and I think he stops him early. I'm going to say 5 or 6 rounds he's going to stop him.
Steph?
Definitely a victory. I feel like Russell will make it a rough fight for him, make it very rough for him to, try to utilize his range like Barthélemy normally does. So I'm definitely going with Russell.
What do you think, Boots?
I say Russell late stoppage, like 7 or 8 or something like that.
All right. All right, very quickly, if you want to catch Raul Marquez on the broadcast, he's going to be in Spanish because my man is multilingual.
And Espanol.
What a talent he is. Quickly, do we have any word about your next fight? Obviously, the Akhmed Aliyev is what everyone's saying. Any movement in that direction?
As of right now, none. But I'm highly motivated that it will happen.
Yeah,
I think it will happen.
Boots, again, the Instagram tease. When do you think we might hear something? At least maybe give us that. When do you think we might hear?
I don't know. I should be back, maybe October, end of October, November.
He know.
Yeah, and by the way, for folks who may not know, he is the mandatory in the IBF for Errol Spence. I'm just putting that out there. I don't know if that's next or not, but that is on the books at least, right? I got that right, I believe.
Yeah, most definitely,
All right. Well, I have really had this has been fun. You know what? People.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what? I talk a lot of smack about Philly being from D.C., but y'all are pretty great. I'm teasing. Look at that look. Look at that look.
They're ready to jump you, bro.
I know. I'm just teasing.
I'm just going to swing back.
No, it's been really great. Boots, one of the most preeminent talents in boxing. We have a unified champion here. What more can I say? El Diamante himself. The fights were great. Congrats to all the winners, Vito Mielnicki Jr. and, of course, Sergiy Derevyanchenko getting back in the win column. And lastly, I'm going to say it one more time. If you want to watch the broadcast, easy to do. Showtime.com. You can get a 30-day free trial. If you like it, you can keep it. If not, you can bounce. No charge there. What more do you need? It's free and on television. All you got to do is sign up. Showtime, 9 p.m. We are here at the 4040 Club in Brooklyn, New York. Of course, at the wonderful Barclays Arena. I like this arena. It's all right by me.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
want to fight here one day.
You never fight here?
No, I never fought here yet.
Not yet?
Hopefully the next one.
This guy.
It's got to be on the list of to-dos for you. Gentlemen, congrats on all your success. Can't wait to hear your broadcast in Spanish.
Thank you.
I'm Luke Thomas. For Raul Marquez. For Cool Boy Steph. For Boots Ennis. We are out. Enjoy the fights.